To start with multi-tenant, we need to create a container database. You always create a brand new container database, or if you're already on multi-tenant, you can clone an existing container database. You cannot convert a non-cdb into a container database. That won't work. You create a new one, either with create pluggable database statement or the DBCA. When you create a new container database, it'll always have the root container, which is the foundation of everything. And then we have the seed container, which we can use to provision new pluggable databases. To put your data somewhere, we need to have a pluggable database. Either you create a new pluggable database from the seed container, or you can clone existing pluggable databases, or you can take a non-cdb and convert it into a pluggable database. And we will go over this in the webinar. Now, it might seem appealing to put in your own application changes to the seed container. When you provision a brand new database, you might have some corporate standards for some objects or configuration that you want, but don't put it into the seed container, please. Be very cautious about making any changes to the seed container. If you have some common changes, we will talk about commonality later on, or for some more advanced cases, you should look into application containers, which is out of scope for this webinar. But be cautious when making changes to the seed container. When you connect to the container database, there's a view called $containers. It gives you an overview of all the containers that you have in your container database. You will always see a row with con ID1, container ID1, which is cdb.root or the root container. You will always also have a row with con ID2, which is pdb.seed or the seed container. This is a empty PDB that we can use to rapidly provision new empty pluggable databases. And then when you start to create your own pluggable databases, we will assign them with con ID 3 and then above, and you can create as many as you want. If you connect with SQL or SQL+, you can use the show con ID command to see which container am I currently connected. In this case, it shows 1, so we're in cdb.root. We can also see that from the alt session command. If we then move into a different container, there is another function that we can use to return the con ID. If you're connecting through odp.net or JDBC, you don't have to show con ID command, but you can use the syscontext function to also get the con ID that you are connected to. So when you initially connect to the root container, we can see with the alt session command that we can switch to different containers. But a transaction, when you start a new transaction, that transaction belongs only to one container. You cannot have a transaction that spans multiple containers. If you try to do that, as soon as you do DML in a second container, the database will throw an error and say, sorry, dude, no can do.